talk about this. Conservative Shadow Minister for Employment, MP Garnett Genuis. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm sorry it has to be under these circumstances because these are bad numbers, but I appreciate the opportunity to chat about them.
All right. Well, what's the top line reaction then from you and your government?
Well, I think the youth unemployment numbers are particularly staggering. This is the lowest youth employment rate in over 25 years. So really a historic low for employment for young people. Young people are frustrated. They are, in some cases, giving up on trying to find jobs. And this is kind of the continuation of a steady trend that we've been seeing over years, how bad Liberal policies are cutting off young people from critical opportunities. But the numbers are bad overall. And there's also indication of a big increase in kind of sustained long-term unemployment. Sustained long-term unemployment is also at a 25-year high, and this is people that have been struggling, trying for a long time to find a job and haven't been able to do so. So this reflects fundamental policy failures from the federal government that need to be addressed urgently.
All right, Conservative Shadow Minister for Employment is with me, MP Garnett Genuis. I opened the show today by saying you have the NDP here in Ontario, and now you saying on the federal level, well, this needs to be addressed and the government has to do something. And, you know, I still believe that the scariest words, as Ronald Reagan said, is I'm from the government, I'm here to help you. And I think the biggest thing that government can do is get out of the way.
Absolutely.
All right, so how are you going to get out of the way? I mean, well, you're not the government, but what do you think should be done?
Right. So I think there'd be two areas where I identify specifically the government has gotten in the way, has caused problems. On the economic policy side and on the immigration policy side. So on the economic policy side, the Liberals have spent 10 years demonizing small businesses, piling red tape that makes it very challenging for major projects to go forward. And so we need to get government out of the way, allow the private sector to create jobs and opportunity. And the numbers today underline that the problem is in the private sector. The job losses have been concentrated in the full-time private sector employment, where the public sector numbers are holding steady. So we need to do a lot of work to undo the damage that's been done over the last 10 years that have made it so difficult to start and grow investments in this country. On the immigration side, the Liberals have shifted what was once a well-managed immigration system to a very chaotic situation in which numbers are too high overall, but also there's just a lack of assessment of labor market needs. So we've got fewer jobs because of challenges in private sector growth, and we've got more people competing for those jobs because of the mess Liberals have made of our immigration system.
Well, I don't disagree with any of that, but I think one person who appears at least lip service to agreeing with you is Mark Carney, going to cut government by 15% and right-size the immigration and refugee program. Hasn't done it yet. Do you think he will?
Look, the Carney message, the Carney government has tried to create an illusion that they're somehow different from the same people that the Trudeau government. It is the same Liberal government, and I think we see evidence of that. So when it comes to creating opportunities for investment, they've refused to repeal Bill C-69. They've refused to fundamentally change the system for getting major projects approved. All they've said is that they're willing to abridge that system for their preferred projects. That's no way to unleash an economy when businesses have to go cap in hand to the government begging to be on a project list. So when it comes to immigration numbers, look, they haven't done it right. They haven't fixed the problems. There's been major growth in temporary migration in categories like inland asylum claimants, like the international mobility program, like in the area of students. And we've continued to see, since Prime Minister Carney took over, very high levels of temporary migration. So, look, we're going to push the government to do the right thing. Of course, we're going to continue to push the things we've been pushing for a long time. But I don't see there being the follow through.
Member of Parliament Garnett Genuis is Conservative Shadow Minister for Employment. I'm getting something that I anticipated and took on in the open this morning as well, and that is people writing to me, well, everywhere I go, all I see is job ads and, employment opportunities, jobs available. People just don't want to work. But Statistics Canada, there are some people who don't want to work, but Statistics Canada put out some fascinating numbers that showed that in all sectors, and especially in the anybody who has high school or less, there are far more people looking for work than the jobs that are available. Although I think you touched on part of the reason, because we've imported so many people looking for work.
Yeah, so I guess say a few things about that. The reality from the numbers are that there is high unemployment, very high youth unemployment. I do continue to hear from business owners that they struggle to find people with very specific skills that they need for certain positions. And for a while, we've kind of leaned on importing labor to fill some of those skill gaps. We need to actually get better at creating training opportunities for young people and pointing young people towards acquiring skills that will have them job ready. So it is possible that you would have, at the same time as high unemployment, you'd have employers struggle to fill positions with specific skills. And I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done on that. One is in the area of the trades. I mean, there's so many opportunities in the trades, and yet there's been a shortage of young people going into those careers. So one of the proposals Conservatives put forward in the last election was to significantly increase funding for union training centers to increase the support available training young people to go into the trades. But it is possible to continue to have gaps in challenges for employers finding people with specific skills and high youth unemployment at the same time. So there's things we can do to address that and things that we've proposed on that.
When do you guys go back to Ottawa?
Well, so Parliament resumes in the middle of September. I should mention that before Parliament recess, I put forward a motion to have a summer study of summer youth unemployment. Parliament's barely sat this year, and I thought it made sense for parliamentarians to be willing to work over the summer so that young people can work over the summer. My proposal was that we would have a series of hearings in July. That didn't happen because Liberals refused to do it. They were more interested in their summer vacation than on actually getting down to study and propose solutions to the youth unemployment crisis. So Conservatives are still doing that work. I was in Newfoundland yesterday. I'm in Toronto today. We're going around meeting with people, gathering feedback and ideas. But it's really too bad that Liberals were not willing to work over the summer on this critical youth unemployment issue. Certainly we'll be bringing it back once Parliament resumes in mid-September. Conservative
Shadow Minister for Employment, MP Garnett Genuis. Thanks for doing this.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Going to talk to